Guys, I don't know what to say here. It's been over a year, and nothing's really changed. Sure, at first it caught everyone by surprise and people panicked. And yes, everyone thought it was just temporary and that things would go back down. And here I am, the eternal optimist, right? Just, ripping videos saying everything's gonna be okay, things are gonna go back to normal. Back in 2022, I said it was gonna get better by the end of the year. That didn't happen. Now that we're in 2023, it'll be better by spring, it'll be better by summer. I'm over it. I quit. I'm tired of trying to guess or hope or hypothecate when these interest rates are gonna go back down. So yes, I am passionately upset at the interest rate world situation right now. What if they never come back down? What if 7 is just where we're gonna be at for like the next 5 years? Would that stop you from buying a house over the next 5 years? I mean, I certainly hope not. Everyone I've talked to has their opinions on what they think the interest rates are going to do. From other agents in my office, other agents in other offices, from financial advisors, from the people all over the internet, from economic advisors, everybody. They've all got their own opinion. And I have mine, have had, but I'm kind of done with all that. I mean, have you looked at interest rates? They're like 8. It's absurd right now. People, when they shot up to 6, everyone had a cow. And I'm like, well, actually, when you look back at it now, 6 would be great. You know what I mean? All right, we're not talking interest rates anymore. Instead, let's talk about whether or not you should or should not be seriously thinking about actually buying and selling a real estate today. Am I crazy? Yeah. Well, but not about this. Okay, if you haven't been paying attention or haven't seen any of our market updates for the last 6 to maybe 12 months, I'm gonna show you some charts and some stats that might actually blow your mind. We're down 34% in Deschutes County in the number of transaction volume that's happened this year versus last year. We're actually down 32% in Bend alone. That's a bunch. So check out this slide. Look at the overall down trend over the last 2 years since the peak right there. And then again, looking at the past 10 years overall here, wow. This is a clear example of how many people are not buying property right now and how buyers ultimately, because of these interest rates, are stacking up. I say this analogy all the time, on the fence, just waiting for things to change so they can jump in. The number of transaction volume is down so much and it's continuing to fall because people won't have to deal with these 7-8% interest rates. Then on the next slide here are the new listings coming to the market. Now there's a substantial difference between when agents say inventory or months of inventory is a common stat that we throw around a lot, because those relate directly to how many homes are being sold versus how many are being listed. So if a ton of homes are hitting the market and a ton of homes are being sold, then the months of inventory number could actually be the same as if almost no homes are being listed and no homes are being sold. The months of inventory would actually still equal each other. So this is just the actual new listings that are coming to the market. Just new listings here over the past 5 years, regardless of buyer pressure. How many they're getting snatched up and sold, right? And look at the bottom right. That's where we are now. Yikes. Even though there seems to be homes on the market right now, there are some options, which is kind of encouraging, but at the same time, there just aren't any buyers out there willing to buy them. It's not anywhere near what it would look like normally if we had our normal amount of buyers and our normal amount of sellers. But again, there is another huge distinction that I do want to make very, very clear, because it might seem like the whole market's down 34% in the number of homes that are sold and listings, and that's all actually true. But the value of these homes, the prices at which they're being sold, is actually staying very, very, very steady, staying strong. Take a look at these next 2 charts. This is Deschutes County and Bend, the 2 different lines, sales prices. As you can see, we've been on a roller coaster ride up over the past few years. But what most people out there think is that that's about to calm down. But actually, look at it. It's holding pretty steady. This is the median price here, which is different from the average. Here's the average, and that's even more level. So why is that? Super low inventory is meeting super low demand and ultimately keeping everything very level. So even though we were down a bunch in volume, we were actually still very balanced on the supply and demand curve. So really, is now ultimately a good time to buy? Well, in a nutshell, I would say that if you can answer yes to the following 3 questions, then yeah, now is probably a pretty good time for you to buy. So let's talk about those questions. Number 1, do you have excellent credit? Yes, rates are high, but rates are even higher for those who don't have excellent credit. See, if your credit score is high enough, it actually demonstrates to the borrower that you are credit worthy and a low risk borrower. And thus, you'll be in line to receive the lowest of the rates that the lenders have to offer. Number 2, do you have a sizable down payment? Honestly, the truth is, while you can get a loan for as little as 3% down, I hope you heard that. You can get a loan for as little as 3% down, which is a great option for first-time home buyers with, little down payment. However, most borrowers can't really stomach that payment. It's really expensive, especially here in Central Oregon where, our average sales prices and stuff like that are pretty high. So the more down payment you have, the less loan amount you're getting, the easier the payment is, and ultimately the more down payment you have, the more reprieve you can get from some of those interest rates as well. Okay, number 3, the third question you should ask yourself is, are you planning to stay a while? Because we are not in a skyrocketing, home value skyrocketing type market, right? We're, as you saw in the chart a few minutes ago, we're leveling off here. Again, as long as the supply meets the demand, I don't think there's any crash coming. There certainly is no evidence to suggest that any sort of crash is coming, but things might stay level for a while. So, are you staying for a while? We've known clients in those crazy years that they bought a house, they sold it a year later and made over $100,000, but that's not today. So if you're looking to move and make a purchase here in Central Oregon, be sure you're willing to stay here a while. Real estate is a long-term investment, so you need to be willing to stay put. Ultimately, we think that right now is a very good time to buy, if, of course, you are in the financial position to do so. Obviously, if. With that, we'll give you the gentle reminder that if you are looking to buy or sell in the area, my team and I would love to be your resource of choice. You can find our contact information down below in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay up to date with all things Central Oregon real estate related. We are here for you. So go ahead, smash the like button, leave a comment down below, and we will see you over in our next video. Cheers. Across Deschutes County, and the number of transactions closed this year versus last year. Okay.